We're gonna look under like a military record?
Yeah. World War I draft registration cards. Okay, oh, here we go. Charles Daniel Fry, he's 30, and he's employed by the Charles Daniel Fry Company. I mean, that's him. He supports a wife and 2 children. That would be one would be my grandfather. Do you claim exemption from the draft? Dependent relatives and judicial service. Dependent relatives would make sense.
That's a common reason.
Right, but judicial, I mean, like he was on a jury, he was a judge.
Let's go to newspapers.com and see if we can figure out what's going on in 1917 that creates this special type of exemption.
Daniel Fry?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Paper location is Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Chicago, Illinois. 1917?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, well, something comes up. All right, let's see. This is in August, and it says... 200,000 U.S. secret agents cover nation. And this is the 25th of August, 1917. One of the most nearly perfect systems of Secret Service work ever launched with the wealth and brains of Chicago, and the country behind it had its origins in Chicago. The American Protective League is the name of the organization, which has already been designated as, quote, the powerful right arm of America's Secret Service. Its scope covers every city, town, and hamlet in every section of the United States. It has a membership of 200,000 with 1 million intelligence agents or operatives active in the field of service. There is but one qualification: red-blooded Americanism and 100% patriotic. Oh my God. It has done such effective work, however, that it has now been federalized and taken over and operated under the United States Department of Justice. Charles Daniel Fry, a young Chicago businessman, is chief of the local division.
So now going back to the draft registration card, he's claiming exemption because of judicial service, and this is what the judicial service is.
But what were they looking at? Who were they looking at? I mean, what was the point of the American Protective League?
I think the best thing for you to do is for me to refer you to a historian that specializes in this, that can give the context and explain what's going on.
Okay, I'm game. I definitely feel a certain kinship with Big Charlie. We are both in the arts. We both have found the intersection of art and commerce. Big Charlie was a creative type, and traditionally, artists and creative types are pushing the envelope. They're outside the norm. I don't think of them as being government men. So something's missing. I'm not getting it. I need to find out more about what the American Protective League was.
Well, the American Protective League was a national organization, right? And it was set up right at the beginning of the First World War. And it's a voluntary organization founded right here in Chicago, right? And Charles Daniel Fry, your great-grandfather, was involved in it from the very beginning.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's April 1917. The United States has just entered the First World War. It's a very controversial decision to enter the war at all. And you've just had episodes of violence, of sabotage and espionage from German spies.
In the U.S.?
In the U.S. So a lot of Americans are afraid.
Okay.
The American Protective League investigated people for all kinds of stuff, but they particularly focused on German citizens who were in the United States. And those were termed enemy aliens, right? Because they're citizens of the country we're at war with.
So horrible. Okay, yeah.
And under the terms of law, they had to register as enemy aliens.
Charles Daniel Fry was German.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he was second generation, but he was German.
Yes. But remember, all Germans are under suspicion during the war, right? Even someone as assimilated as American as your great-grandfather.
So he might have had a vested interest in joining up early?
It certainly would have helped. It definitely, makes him look like he's 100% American and part of the war.
So this gave you sort of an extra opportunity to get a gold star by your name for being American and not German.
Yeah.
Considered enemies in our midst, Germans living in the U.S. during World War I were watched closely and told where they could and couldn't live or work. The American Protective League often joined with local police to keep tabs on anyone suspected of having strong German ties. During Charles Fry's tenure, the APL rounded up several thousand Germans who were sent to detention camps. Many were not released until after the war.
Sometimes the APL was acting without warrants, doing things that we would now understand as unconstitutional. They're sort of able to tap into people's phones. They're getting information from banks about people's bank accounts and their spending.
Wow.
Yes.
So the American Protective League is sort of a citizens' army of surveillance.
Exactly. And the Chicago chapter was the biggest chapter of the American Protective League. And it's a soapbox for Charles Daniel Fry's patriotism. It's also a way for him to bring some of his skills in advertising to the service of the war effort.
How are those skills now? By selling the domestic fear?
I think to a large extent. So what an advertising executive can do if they're very well connected is get the news out about the American Protective League.
I mean, I'm all for patriotism, but this sounds like a bit of a mob mentality, and it's a little frightening to me.
It's definitely one of the darker chapters of American history.